Was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. Well, I have to say that I didn't really want to make a record. Tony Smith said, why not do a Motown covers album? I've always wanted to do an album of covers, you know, and I'd always loved Motown. That was my life. That was how I grew up. Went to see bands at the Marquee every week, twice a week sometimes, and then bought the records and then took them back to the school band. You know, we kind of learnt all the songs and did it at school shows.
The brief right from the beginning was I want it as close to Motown as possible.
My idea was to make an old record, not make a new record.
A lot of guys do Motown covers, and they kind of change this and they kind of adapt it to their own thing. And he went the other direction and wanted to be as absolutely accurate as possible.
The funny part was actually to hear the track, and then suddenly his voice is like, wait a minute. You know, it's all because man, this is the music I grew up with.
If you're going to sort of snowplow through all the subtleties, you just get an average song. It's going for the little details and the idiosyncrasies that make up the thing.
Just a little inflections, very minor things, but they were important to recreate it precisely.
And with him, this is more of a historical perspective. It's like, you know, every single detail of it. You know?
I don't want to over-intellectualize it. I didn't want to bring anything new to these songs. I wanted it to sound the way it did, and the way, to me, it should sound. You know?
He's done an amazing job of recreating these tracks. You know?
Even in the sound of the record. So these recordings sound just like the Motown ambiance from the old days.
I really enjoyed the demo process, you know, doing it all at home. It was, you know, just learnt a little bit more each day. Okay, I might have it there. And just piece by piece, you know, get guitar sounds and just try to listen to it and listen to it over and over again.
It's actually, I mean, that sort of gives you a different appreciation for it, really. Because when you really look at it under the microscope that way, you know.
I mean, it's like a brain puzzle, you know. It's like playing a video game, but it's much more fun. And I came out of the whole thing with tremendous respect for the way it was put together. I don't like you, but I love you, see them always. I mean, every record I've done has really been my demos, and then people brought in very, very carefully, searched at the door for any ideas. And if they come up with any ideas, they're sent home, you know. This is what I want. okay? I don't want that. I want this.
Okay, I'm straight.
I just plunged straight in and asked Bob Babbitt if the Funk Brothers would do it. He said that they would love to do it. Then I sent in the demos, you know. And slowly the bad news filtered through about this chord. Actually, it's not this chord, it's that chord.
There it is. Yeah.
We are so happy to be here and to keep the name going for all the Funk Brothers.
This is another opportunity. They're proud of this, you know, and they're playing this, and they're reminding people, you know.
We came here and we threw down.
What's nice is to hear the licks played by the guys, not somebody trying to cop something.
Those guys have a sound. You can't duplicate it. You can't imitate it.
Sometimes when you used to listen to the old records, you're going, is that a guitar or is that a snare drum? You know, guitar originally was a percussion instrument. It was just used as a jink, 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 jink.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Slowly but surely, I kind of got demos that I used to say to myself, you know, if I die tomorrow, I'm proud of this.
It's all about the vibe and how it all feels when it all comes together.
It doesn't matter whether you go start up. It doesn't matter whether you go dry up. You sure have some fun.
Sometimes it's like it's in the air even. You just know when it's right.
Come on, people. Ooh, come on down. Don't you wanna go?
Doing some of the vocals on the record was fun too because we got a chance to emulate some of the people we grew up listening to. So that was really cool.
We reviewed everything more than once or twice. I mean, Lynn Fidmont, she sang with Stevie Wonder. And when we did Blame It on the Sun, she came in and said, nice. That's not actually the right notes. But it's nice, it's great. I said, what do you mean it's not the right notes? I spent 3 weeks doing that. You know, layering voices. And she said, no, we did this on stage. So we came and redid it. And it does make a huge difference when it's the right notes.
And, you know, a lot of us have played these songs with a lot of people over the years in a lot of different keys and a lot of different styles, and you kind of learn some bad habits along the way.
And sometimes, you know, if someone was struggling, I mean, Eddie would have better days than others.
Okay, I'm screwing up like hell already.
Out of that. We're gonna check that chord, Eddie, against
F major?
Yeah, we might have the impressions chord, and we might not have Phil's chord.
What I thought was so wonderful was that he'd say, you know what, I'm going to stand out here. I'm just going to stand out.
Whole tones, Eddie.
I lost my thing, man.
It was beautiful
I
to
lost my thing.
have that kind of attitude and honesty. The next day we were doing Going Back, which was pretty open and required. Da, da, dum, dum, da. Well, he did it in one take. And I just looked at him, I said, man, you know, you just nailed that. Yeah, sound good, you know. I didn't actually know if I could play anymore. First time playing since my problem. We just did a trial session here one day, and first thing I hit, a stick flew out of my hand because I lost all strength in my left hand. I had to gaffer the stick to my hand. So I had this Dr. Strangelove kind of thing, where I'd be walking around with a stick taped to my hand. I love this way of recording. We did 9 songs eventually, and then we did the rest of them. And I think the angst had gone a bit, and I was able to play for a bit longer. It's page 1 of the drum fill book. I just don't know why I don't know it. So I've had the operations now. I had one on my neck and one on my elbow and one on my palm. And still I can't feel a fucking thing. But they tell me in time it'll get better. I had a couple of moments like this, actually. This one was, we were listening back to it, and Eddie said, "Who played drums on this?" So I said, "I did." He said, "Damn good."
He was as close as you want to get. Believe me.
Benny Benjamin, Uriel Jones, and Pistol Allen, all three of the Motown drummers. He got them all to a T.
Made my day. I mean, it made my week, you know. That's all I ever wanted anybody to say about this. Damn good, man. You sound like Benny, man. You sound like Benny.
I don't think there's ever anything like a small pet project for Phil Collins. I just don't. I think he either like does it or not.
He would have done this if it was just for his family and his friends.
It is a true labor of love, you know, no doubt.
Every single time you take me out with you, you always flirt around with someone new.
The first song I chose was In My Lonely Room. Lamont Dozier's favourite song. And I remember discussing it with him when we were working together doing Two Hearts. Back in the 80s, he said, "Oh, I love that song." So I started to choose the darker songs that people might not know.
I never dreamed you'd leave in summer.
Anyway, they started to mount up, you know. It was like, I had about 44 songs at one point.
And I'm sure the deeper he got into them, the more he goes, it's like, oh, I did that song. I really like to do this song. And then that's why, I think that's why the song list started doing this.
I mean, I had to fight tooth and nail to get 18 songs on this record. I mean, having recorded 29, I couldn't whittle it down. I mean, I had to leave something off. I had to leave 11 songs off, and that's like, you know, which one of the litter do we kill? You know, it's kind of very, very difficult.
You said there would be one love in springtime.
I feel very proud of the fact that the people that we chose to be on the project, to play on it, from the piano, from the horns, from people writing string parts, and everybody just really bought into it. I mean, from Bob and from Ray and Eddie, everybody just really bought into it, and everybody wanted to make this the best they possibly could for Phil.
Oh, but now I find myself all alone.
We had a day, one specific moment, when it was all over. I said, well, that's it. We finished, you know, half the time. That's it. You'll go home now. I said, well, there is a chance we may do a showcase. And they kind of, you know, so that's when I made the big mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4. These songs are precious. I don't want to just be thrown out there, you know.
So here we are, a few days in rehearsal. How's it going so far?
3 of them. Half steps.
Well.
So now to put everybody in the same room, that was quite an exciting moment.
This actually is more intense than anything else we've done.
everybody's tuned up to everybody else, right? No, there you have it. Right. Well, wait till they've got their stuff. Let's have a quick tune up. Now, see, with Genesis, you know, when Chester plays, he takes me and then adapts it to him. But this, I've taken me and adapted it to these other guys, and that's what he's got to do. He mustn't play it like now. He has to play it as it was then, because that's the magic.
Phil is quite a hard taskmaster, and particularly, obviously, he's a drummer as well. Do you feel that he's on your case more than anyone else?
Since 1976, actually.
We don't know anything about that.
Guy,
Well,
Phil Collins, he's so easygoing and so.
There he is. Look at him.
Oh my God!
They believe a word they say. It's got to be fun, but I don't see any reason why it can't be fun and right. So can you do the normal one, and then so we can hear the difference? Normal one, arm, two of the high ones. You did half as much as I want then, and that should sound good enough to audition at least. You guys are good today. Shh. All right.
God's sake.
I wasn't precious about the material, although I was precious about getting it right, getting it as close to the original. And some people would say, well, so what? Why not just put the original on, you know, if you're not going to bring anything new to it? I just felt like I was a bit like George Harrison in The Life of Brian, you know, who paid for the film because he wanted to see it, you know. I wanted to do this because I wanted to sing the song.
I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I had to beg and plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean that much to me.
Levi Stubbs, one of the best male vocalists in the world, and to try to sing his stuff. In the early days, it was a little easier. Loving You Sweeter Than Ever, Baby I Need Your Loving, Can't Help Myself, you know, but when you get to Reach Out, I'll Be There, Bernadette, Standing in the Shadows of Love, he's shouting, you know, I gotta leave, but ain't nowhere to run, you know, and how do you do that? I mean, I have no idea. And I just had to keep changing the key so I could, you know, not parody it, but get some kind of idea of the energy that he had. Heatwave has always been to me the one song that if you had to characterize Motown would be that. Da, 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 da. I mean, the sun just comes out when you hear it, you know. And I was in there, and I looked out, and I thought, it's Eddie Willis. He's playing on my version of Heatwave. Thank you. You know what I mean? It was one of those moments.
It just started dawning on me of what we had really done. It is awesome.
I never dreamt anything. I never dreamt I'd better make a living playing the drums, let alone anything else. And then something happened and it all changed.
I think I'm going back to the thing I learned so well in my youth.
I found myself getting very emotional singing it. For first, I don't know why. I think it's the lyrics. With my mum, you know, my mum's. It's just you start thinking about childhood and you know. So it's one of my favourite songs. It is full circle for me. I've made a record with the people that made the records. Really, it's the knot, if you like, at the end of the rope, you know, that ties the beginning to the end. The most enjoyable record I've ever made. Wouldn't have missed it for the world.
Take me in your arms, hold me for a little while. Hey, baby, well, I know you're leaving me behind. I'm seeing you.
Thank you.
Can I hear it?
Yeah, good time.
Can I? My turn.
Before you go, please let me feel your warm embrace once more. Take me in your arms, rock me a little while. Oh, darling, rock me a little while. Oh, come on, darling.
That squeak's been on many records.
It's a famous squeak.
The first thing on both sides of the story. The first thing you hear is a squeak.
Same chair? Oh my God.
Ba, ba, ba.
I'm begging you, baby.
On my behalf, the two guys that's with me, I am so thankful, and what I've been thinking of and we have accomplished, it will never be topped. I'm glad you let us be a part of it, and if you don't let us come back, that's another story.
We'll take me in your arms, rock me a little while. Take me in your arms.
When there's a likelihood of fog about, don't turn it into smog by burning rubbish or banking up fires at night. You can help by using only smokeless fuel in foggy weather.